Startup Unscripted. The questions you have with the truths you need to hear.
Help doctors get into practice the way they want to get into practice. Hashtag truth. That's why we put it out there. What we want to do is we want to bring truth to the startup game.
And now your host, Michael Dencio.
What's up, guys? This is Mike Dencio with Startup Unscripted. This is super weird for me. We are literally live in Toronto, Canada. I keep saying Toronto, Oregon. I have no idea why, but Toronto, Canada. You guys can see the big bird behind us. We're at the AAPD, and this is Kids Week.
Yes.
And we are doing a bunch of interviews that's just kind of focused around the whole pediatric game. And I'm super excited. I have a guest today that you guys I think are going to really like and appreciate. This is Rachel Marks with Swiss Monkey, and she is the chief growth officer at the company. And I'm pumped because this woman has all kinds of pediatric experience. Yeah. And we are going to talk all things pediatric at the AAPD. I'm super jacked.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me on. Obviously I spent many years in peds, and it's the best, type of dentistry there is, in my opinion.
100%.
I love you all, but peds is near and dear to my heart.
100%. I mean, working with kids and pediatrics is just fun.
It's hilarious.
I mean, look at this.
It's crazy, and it's fast paced, and there's like fun stuff, and you get to play with puppets and make kids smile.
I know.
And fix their teeth and make Mama Bear and Papa Bear happy. Like there's nothing better.
Nothing better. Well, speaking of fun things, before we get into kind of Swiss Monkey and what you do and the company and all things pediatric, I need to do a shout out to our sponsor to make this whole program happen today, and it's Supermouth. You guys, if you're watching on the YouTube, I got my t-shirt on, Supermouth, all the things in front of you that you see. If you're YouTubing it, all the stuff on the table is their gear, and Supermouth, super cool. My kids freaking love this stuff. I wanted to say, and I'll keep saying it, I'm gonna post a picture of my kiddos with all their gear at home, but this is a series. We interviewed Dr. Haas later, the founder and owner of Supermouth. Him and his wife created this amazing thing. Their vision for really making kids love the experience of brushing teeth, wash, floss, the whole deal. So I'm gonna actually throw out a little commercial. You guys, you're not used to this. I don't do this, but they made this whole thing possible, and I needed to shout out to them. I'm going to totally screw this commercial up, but here we go, guys. So, hey, dentists, hygienists, are you looking to elevate your practice with a comprehensive oral care solution for all ages and stages? Discover Supermouth, a revolutionary line of oral care products tailored to meet your specific needs of each family member. They actually have a bunch of product lines for kiddos from 0 all the way up to our age, me and Rachel's age. The kids will love the superhero themed universe. Adults will appreciate the innovative design and scientifically proven ingredients. Plus, all this stuff is delivered to your door quarterly, and dentists can make a revenue in their practice, a residual revenue, by joining the Supermouth Pro partnership. Click below. You guys can get all the information below, but these guys are awesome. I just love their product. But with all that being said, let's get into this.
Awesome. So I have to say, as a big kiddo,
yeah,
I dig the superhero theme too.
Do you?
Yeah, because I'm just a really big kid.
So they actually have a movie. I did it right. They have a movie.
Oh my god!
You scan the QR code. I made the kids watch the movie first.
Yeah.
Then the box delivered. Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's
they're like, oh my god,
guess what? There's a special
super dentist sent me the box. This is awesome. Then they're opening it up. They've got the toothbrush.
Wicked. That's really cool.
I mean, they were all into it, and so I did it right, kind of on accident. I met these guys last year at the AAPD, and I kind of fell in love with the whole thing. So
yeah, I love it. I love the superhero theme. I'm a big Marvel fan, so like anything superhero.
Nice. Yeah. Well, with that being said, Rachel, let's get into Swiss Monkey. So
Absolutely.
Give me like a 30, elevator speech, 2-minute
Sure.
elevator speech on what you guys do, how you support pediatric dentists and all dentists.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've done is, obviously everybody kind of knows, it's not a secret that it's been really challenging, like the whole quote unquote staffing industry, the recruitment industry, and that's not just dentistry, right? Like it's hard to find great people and keep great people. Generationally, we see that people aren't staying in the job, 10, 20 years like we've seen before.
Yeah.
And we saw a bit of an exit of really great talent from dentistry kind of post-COVID, right? People were like, I just don't know if I've got it in me to get ready every day and drive all the way in and, fight traffic. But they still have these amazing skill sets, right? And they have all this fantastic knowledge and experience to pull from. And so what we've done in the past 7 years is really cultivated this group of fantastic men and women who worked in dental offices, ranging from like 2 years of experience all the way up to myself, like 25 years of experience, who've done pretty much anything and everything in the office, right? They're all kind of, the Swiss Army knife of dentistry. Because when you're in, especially peds, when you're in the front office of peds, you do a little of everything. You're like a mom, but with 75 kids running around.
Totally. And the moms and the dads are kind of your real patient, but you're also taking care of the kiddo.
Exactly.
So it's like a lot of hands on deck.
It's a lot of hands on deck, and you have to be on up for the show, right?
A show. It's got to be a show for the kiddo.
I always tell people there's that whole saying, like, not my circus, not my monkeys. Well, this is your circus and these are your monkeys, right? So you have to be like a ringmaster.
Right.
And that can be, there's a lot of moving parts to it, right? And what we find is that people in pediatrics tend to get burnout because they're doing so many things, but also really having to maintain that calm demeanor, right? Really kind of managing and being, and there's a bit of psychology to it, right? Because mama bears and papa bears are going to be way more intense about their kids than they are about their own dentistry, right?
That's right.
And there's so many different dynamics in the office at any given time. You have a waiting room filled with kids that are rambunctious, and it's like romper room, right? And then you have the open bay with 15 to 20 kids lined up, and they all have their own different set of characteristics and behaviors. And then you also have a quiet bay, right?
That's
quiet
right.
rooms,
because you
kids,
got
right, quiet rooms with kids who also need almost like it to be super quiet and calm, and the demeanor has to be real level, and so that's a lot of different dynamics to manage at once. To be doing that while checking insurances, answering phones, checking in, checking out, doing route sheets, confirming. I mean, the list goes on and on and on of everything that rock stars at the front desk do. And rock stars, it feels like a name that gets thrown around a lot.
Too much.
But they in pediatrics, they are.
Yeah.
Like they have to be, because you have to be on all the time. So what we've done is like I said, we've kind of developed this group of people who know what you've been through. They've been in the trenches. They've dealt with all of those different things kind of flying at them at once. And there's this day that we all kind of hold near and dear to our hearts in the front desk. It's called admin day.
Okay.
It's a day where there's no patients, because that's the day where you get to do all the things, all the kind of nuts and bolts of the stuff that keeps the practice going.
Yeah.
But unfortunately these days we don't get that very often. So imagine giving your front desk a wingman, who they can create a mini them, then triage tasks down to them. And that person that's working from home, their productivity levels are 2 to 3 times higher, because it's like they're on admin day.
Totally.
Right? They're not having to check in. They're not having to
day.
right? They're not having to check in. They're not having to check out. They're not managing the patient face-to-face experience. Right. They're managing all of those key elements that are super important, but that are kind of secondary and tertiary tasks to what's the show. Yeah. Right.
So what you're doing, if I sum that up, is you're taking some of those roles and responsibilities that can be outsourced,
absolutely,
and doing that remotely, so that the office can truly focus on customer, all the crazy that you just described. And by doing that, it creates efficiency, productivity, results.
And quantifiable results, which I think is really key, because there's been an element of this in dentistry for a while, but there was no real quantifiable data to track it, right?
Yes.
So at Swiss Monkey, we've created a platform around our people that tracks what they're doing and gives you a breakdown of the return on investment you're getting.
All right,
quantifiable over time.
Let's go over those specific things that you can outsource, because look, like outsourcing is really a thing now. Like,
it's the future.
It is the future. And I feel like, dare I say, even the DSOs maybe have inspired us to go this route, because, well, they're business people. They're smart. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think they identified, you said Rockstar, right? So I think we throw Rockstar out way too much. The truth is there aren't rock stars on every corner.
No,
you can't. Not everybody can be a rock star.
Yeah, but like I said, people like to say it real easily and really blasé, exactly. Right? Like, oh, what a rock star. I feel like it's really hard to find that, and by the offices are trying to find somebody like that, right? It's like another word that I like to use is like a dental unicorn.
Yes,
doctors,
a dental unicorn,
right?
I love
doctors like, I need somebody who's fantastic on the phones and super bubbly,
right?
But also can be super calm and needs to be great at like submitting claims to insurance and fighting for the money.
Fighting for the money and being very detailed.
Those are two totally different things.
Behaviors.
They're different sides of the brain.
Totally.
They're different. It's just a different mindset.
100%.
I myself have done a bit of everything in the offices, and I love the answering the phones. I love the psychology of saving an appointment. Ooh, I love
selling a new patient,
selling the treatment plans, and,
right? So maybe are you saying billing and all the crap that goes with billing and insurance is not your favorite?
I can do it, and I do it well, but I don't like it. Right?
I think that's it right there, right? I think that's it right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only be great at only so many things. You can be good at a lot of things, but you can't be great at everything.
Yes.
Okay, so what are those services, Rachel? So walk us through kind of what can you outsource efficiently, effectively, and cost effectively?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I love about what we're offering is that it's an unlimited kind of resource, right? It depends on what your gaps are, and we can fill it. But the key things that our doctors are really searching for, especially in pediatrics, is going to be phone support, right? The phones ring off the hook
all day long.
You're checking in like, hey, my friend, like, and then boom, phones. I'd say phones, billing, posting, those are all kind of not tedious necessarily, but more of those kind of like detailed task oriented things that are not easy for you to think. They're not easy for you to kind of like separate time for. You're doing it in between.
Let me throw a statistic out, because we do a lot of marketing with our clients on the next level side. 33% of new patient calls get missed. Breaks my heart. You throw out all this money we've talked about in other episodes. You throw all the money out, and then you missed the call. Number one. Number two, of the ones that get picked up, okay,
so now conversion rate,
a third of those. So you spent thousands of dollars, and really you're only converting a one third. You're losing the 2/3. This is statistics. I'm not saying your office is this way. This is just, I got a gnat.
I know, he's like right in my eye.
This is statistics. So in essence, phones
is huge, especially in pediatrics. We see the phones and new patient coordination is really big as well, because we see that that's a big gap. That just
can you define that?
So we have people who will literally focus on phones and getting those leads in, and then converting them to a new patient schedule, but also adding an extra layer of customer service to it. We have some offices that are having,
and that's missing.
That's missing. We have some offices that are having that remote person through Swiss Monkey calling that patient and prepping the appointment ahead of time. Like, hi, thank you so much for scheduling with us.
Sweet.
We're super excited to see you. Did you have any questions that you would like for the doctor to talk about when you bring your kiddos in? Or how about, are there any special things that your kids like? Like, right? Do they love Disney? Do they love Marvel? Is one of them
Moeller? Moeller the bear?
Exactly. Like, do they have a special thing? I had a mom be like, oh, she wants to be a ballerina so much, right? And we can add those into the notes of the new patients that are coming in, and then the team literally had ballerina stickers for her, right? It's that extra piece.
It's customer service on a 5-star. And I can't overemphasize the fact that a pediatric dentist is twice as busy as a GP practice.
Oh yeah, easily.
Because you got the shorter time frame, the shorter blocks. You've got lots of kids. You got moms and dads and kids. You got all the things. There's like so much volume.
Yeah, and
of
there's
bodies.
stacked appointments, right?
Appointments.
Yeah, it can get crazy.
And so the little details get straight up missed. Just facts.
That's the biggest gap that we see in an office of the small details, right?
Yep.
And the most successful offices that I've worked in and helped start up in my career previous were the offices that paid attention to those details.
Right.
In order to pay attention to those details, you have to have time to pay attention to those details. And in my opinion, time is the most valuable commodity on the planet.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So I think at the end of the day, if you were to knock it down to the base kind of drive, we give them time.
Okay. I love this.
Time.
So we've covered phones.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're heading towards the insurance stuff.
Yeah, we also
phones.
Yeah, so what's really really cool to remember is that all of the people that work for Swiss Monkey, all the Swiss Monkey pros, that's what we call them, they've sat in an office, so they've worn the many hats. So generally, I've yet to find an office where somebody has one duty and one duty only. Right?
Yeah.
You have to,
especially at the front, right?
Especially at the front, and the front never ends. In the back office, I was back office before too. At the end of the day, you have a sense of completion, right? Your rooms are clean, everything's flipped, everything's sterilized.
Yes.
Front desk never ends. There's no real sense of completion at the front. Everything is always cycling. Okay. So we're able to do kind of any of those things because we've sat in an office and done all of them.
Yeah, totally.
So our doctors get to kind of talk to me, they talk to Christine, our founder, or they talk to one of our great, management team members, and they tell us, I say, what's your pain? Where are the gaps?
In the practice?
Yeah. What's your pain? Where are the gaps? And how can I help?
Yeah.
And then I will create a scope of work with the doctor,
cool.
and we give
totally customized.
We customize every experience with every doctor to find them what they need. I even have doctors be like, do you have Spanish speakers? Yeah, I do. No. We just filled one that has Mandarin speaking in San Francisco, right?
So you're not a temp agency,
no.
but you can fill a role or a need that they're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
cool.
We've created such a large network of really great people that are looking to do this and do it well, that I tell doctors all the time, when you're searching for on-site, you're stuck to this like 25 square mile geographic area.
Totally.
It's a small little pond to go fishing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With us, you're getting people that are already vetted, we've already spoken with, and we are going to do that extra layer of filtering them down and laser focusing and giving to you to pick, and then the doctors get to select their person.
Can you just list all the tasks that you could do?
Yeah. Okay.
I know
it's a lot, but phones, billing, scheduling. We do credentialing. We have people who can do marketing. We have people who help with the doctors, like Facebook and Instagram and things like that.
Makes sense.
A really popular one is hygiene coordination and hygiene reactivation.
Okay.
And unscheduled treatment reactivation.
Okay.
those are really, really big right now.
Insurance verification. You were going there.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Insurance updates and adding something we see a lot in kids pediatrics is adding providers. When you add additional associates, that can be a lot of manual work.
It sure is.
A lot of paperwork and a lot of follow-up.
It's so much
people
work.
Who specialize in that.
That's right.
So
and it's expensive too, just to do that.
Yeah. So we give you people who've done it for years in practices.
Yeah.
So they lend their expertise. It's like, and what I think is really cool about Swiss Monkey too is all of those things we can do, but then you also get the collaborative of Swiss Monkey that they have access to. So it's like the biggest study club for pediatric dentistry ever.
Right.
Because you have access to 2,800 people that you could ask questions to, because we give them like these forums and things to kind of build and bounce things off of. And we'll have office managers go in there and say, hey, Swiss Monkey team, like, what code should I be using for nitrous, and what narrative are you finding is helping us get it paid for?
That's cool.
And you've got 1,500 office managers answering you with what works for them. That's
cool. So it's a collaborative of all your whole community.
Yeah.
Super cool. Well, because let's tap a little bit. Awesome. By the way.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to tie it back to startups, because startups are interesting, right? So
very unique in that, like, they're broke, number one. Number two, they can't find rock stars. Usually the rock stars work for someone else want full-time
benefits, can't afford
all that stuff.
And so for me, what you guys offer makes a ton of sense for startups. And the reality is when someone starts up, not doing a lot of these things totally proficient is slippage, is missed opportunity, is lost revenue. And as a startup, you can't afford any of that.
And it compounds on itself. That's I always look at startups, and I've worked with startups for years. Even before I came to Swiss Monkey, startups was my jam.
Okay. So tell me more. Tell me more.
I fell into it accidentally. I was working for a multi-practice pediatric dental office, and I had one of the associates who worked there that was like, I need you to help me. I have this vision in my mind. I want to open 5 locations within 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And I need somebody who's on the front and the back and the
all the things.
And
I just need a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm in. I'm ready. I've done, I feel like I've done everything but drill and fill in the office, and I wanted to kind of try something new.
Yes.
And it turned out I just loved it. Right. I loved that rush of having no patience to seeing it build and seeing it become great, and opening another location and another location. It's just a really, really accomplished feeling.
Yeah.
And one of the things I noticed after that is I would, speak with other doctors who are having challenges and things like that, and say, hey, this is what we did. This is how I can help you.
Okay.
And the key thing that I saw was we started to see them in their practice life cycle at 1 to 2 years in.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fixing. It was a lot of cleanup, because it's like building a house. If they don't build the foundation right, the house will never quite be okay.
100%.
And it's such a unique and rare, amazing opportunity to be able to build a really great foundation for a practice.
Yes.
And put standard operating procedures in place at an early stage,
which is so important.
That they can then, the difference in growth is so significant.
It is. I always say, well, not always say, but I'm always on these coaching calls, right? And my poor clients call me and they're just totally panicked, especially peds, because for peds, it's not big procedures, and you need a lot of bodies quickly, marketing and all the things. And it does compound. You're 100% right. And you're really not super excited about where you're at in your first 6 months. But then the next 6 months comes, all those kids come back, you got the new kids, and then it just really starts taking off. And so it's just interesting, and you can't afford the benefits, the rock stars, all the things.
Yeah.
And so you guys could really bridge that gap.
Yeah. The key is fractional staffing. Honestly, for a startup,
it is.
Fractional staffing is the key.
That's the key.
You have to find really great people that are not looking for full time, or don't need the benefits, or don't need
That's
XYZ.
Right. Which brings your pull down.
Which brings the pull down to
tiny.
Right.
I know.
And then you're you also have to get a dental assistant, right? Yeah. So
same way,
right? I can only work Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? Who has a schedule where they're only looking for Tuesday and Thursday? That means they have to have an alternating office they work for the other 3 days.
That's right.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you find something that works like that, right?
That's right.
So with us, I tell my doctors, I said, build us into your model. Hopefully we get to meet them soon enough. Build whether it's us or somebody else, but build a remote team into your model from the beginning.
I agree.
Right? Put it into your loan.
Tell
myself I'm going to need fractional staffing for at least a year.
Because your overhead is so much smaller.
Yeah.
I've got text messages right now.
Yeah.
Right now in my phone saying I found a rock star. She wants all these things. I'm like, dude, you can't afford that. Like, yeah, but
she's gonna be boom. But
dude, you can't afford this.
$25 an hour, but really $32 an hour.
Right.
Add everything else in, or you find somebody really great who can do all the things.
Yes.
And they can do them at the fractional hours, but at a business expense.
That's right.
A business expense.
100%.
You don't have to worry about the PTO. You don't have to worry about she needs a crown. You don't have to worry about, doing her cleanings. You don't her or him, pardon me, but you don't have to worry about any of those nuts and bolts, those extra things. Let us do it. Let us worry about it. Right.
All right. So this is the point of the program where you have to actually try the product to Supermouth.
Okay.
So we are pivoting.
Okay.
Folks, we're pivoting, and you've never experienced
I've never tried,
this.
and I'm pretty picky. So
okay, I folks, I want you to zero in on her face.
Oh no.
And it's okay if you don't like it, but I bet I would put money down on Rachel loving this. So what you're tasting right
Which
now
one is it?
is the super chocolate,
Oh.
and this is toothpaste. I believe this one is fluoride free,
Okay.
and so you literally could swallow it. So don't worry.
Super chocolate.
This is
I
called
mean, it sounds amazing.
super chocolate.
Okay. All right. It's really good, actually.
Would kids like that?
Kids,
Don't lie to me right now.
kids will really love it.
Really love it.
Yeah.
All right. And then the next thing, we didn't think this through. We got to get disposable cups on the next interview, but you got to try the
Try
wash.
this one?
You have to try the wash because
right.
to me, this is the like hot sauce.
Again, it's also super chocolate. Should I just pour it?
You could just do a little bit. Don't go crazy.
Yeah.
It's again fluoride free, so totally. I'm not.
It's childproof, so you
You got it.
Okay,
Okay,
I got it.
give it a try.
I'm gonna spell it.
Okay, it's okay. Okay,
No.
here. Actually, if you want to get rid of it, you can. So, what do you think?
I like that even more than I like that.
I
And that's
know.
saying a lot.
It's wild.
Do I get a goodie bag?
We actually have some stuff you can take for
This
sure.
is really good stuff.
It really is. So the first time my kids did that, they're like, they're thinking this isn't mouthwash.
Yeah. You don't get the what spicy, right? It's not
not the spicy. And it's got like all of the Dr. Haas explained all of the ingredients and the non-tox stuff and all the things, but besides just kind of like the fun gear with the toothbrushes and
oh my god, they're so cute.
this thing plays a song for 2 minutes so that they're brushing for 2 minutes and
I dig
all
the
the things.
dinosaur.
Huh?
I dig the dinosaur.
The dinosaur's great, right? So
yeah.
I'm telling you, if you do it right, the kids will just freaking love this stuff. So anyways, that being said, it creates a residual business for the dental offices.
That's
they
awesome.
sell this. They set up a really cute display in the office. The kids, and it kind of looks like this.
I know
and then
a whole lot of pediatric dentists.
Dude, I know.
Pass the word along for sure.
You absolutely need to. And again, the more subscriptions you sell, the more the office can make. So
cool.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
So last little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think in a pediatric dental office, top 3 things that you think just get missed at the front office?
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be peds, but if you got a ped thing, let's go it. But I just can't overemphasize how important the front office is to the back. And you're so right, Rachel. It compounds. What are the top 3 things that you think are the misses?
And this is going to be dentistry wide, but pediatric specifically and startup specifically.
Okay, I love it.
Phones.
You're nailing it.
Phones.
100%.
Doctors, you need to be able to, even if you're growing and if you're a startup and you're only open 1 or 2 days a week, somebody still needs to be answering your phones.
Yes.
Yeah. That's an investment that will return times 10, times unlimited.
Phones.
Phones is huge. Another thing I would say that gets not necessarily missed, but it causes misses.
Okay.
Is billing and posting. It is one of the biggest travesties to see a fantastic front desk person who could be creating value for you at the front desk in the back office
with experience.
With experience.
I'm sorry. Customer experience.
With customer
they love it. The kids,
the
things, the high touch.
To walk in and see them in a back room posting an insurance check.
Oh my God. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
When I walk into an office and I see a fantastic front desk person in a back room, in a dark back room, posting a bulk Delta check for 6 hours.
Rachel, first of all, they don't do that. The ARs just get messy.
Yeah.
They actually don't do it.
Yeah.
Or
they're trying to get through it really quickly because they know they have like a huge treatment that's coming in and they got to talk to the mom.
That's right.
Get a treatment plan signed. So they do it as fast as they can. All of a sudden you have posting errors, right?
Yes.
It's not because they're not good at their job.
No.
It's just because they're trying to do too much. And that's a very detail oriented piece of work.
Super detailed.
Right. I'm going to give you 4 because I have 4. So the third
I asked
one,
for 3. We got a bonus.
I'm
we got a bonus.
I'm an overachiever.
She is an overachiever.
I'm going to say number 3 is going to be insurance AR recovery.
recovery. So, claims tracing,
anything. We have so many doctors that come to us with over 60, over 90, in the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
And it's just because their team doesn't have time.
Yeah.
And then you're facing timely filing. Like you made the money, now get it.
Yeah.
Right. And you got to have somebody get it for you.
So is that the fourth or is that the third?
I think that was the third. And then the fourth for me is filling the schedule. There's
if you
so
have the
much
patience.
There's so much if you have the patience, right? But if you have the patience, and you even moving patients forward,
absolutely,
on site, you'll see a lot doctor and huddle, right? It'll be like, hey, we have a full schedule today, we know everything's looking good, and then you have things that are missing. You can have somebody looking at your schedule every couple of hours and identifying holes,
yes,
and hitting that unscheduled treatment or unscheduled hygiene list, and just saying, hey team, I've added so and so to the schedule.
Totally.
For our established doctors who have a patient base to pull from, their unscheduled lists are out of control.
Yes, it's true.
There's so many opportunities.
So many active patients that are inactive.
Yeah, and
quote unquote.
Yeah, and they're opportunities.
Yeah,
and they're missed opportunities.
That's right. Those are
not time to do it.
So I'm doing a presentation at here at the AAPD in 3:00, and I think all 4 of those are in the presentation.
Oh,
because it's systems, it's accountability, it's how to get your practice from 0 to 60 quick, and I can't overemphasize the fact that a startup, whether you might have 20 new patients the first month, every box needs to be checked, because you cannot afford not to check one of those boxes.
Yeah, and it takes 2 weeks to make a habit, and it takes 2 weeks to break a habit, right?
True.
If you make it a habit to do check every one of those boxes,
yes,
then when you get 50 or 60 new patients coming in every month,
yes,
it's just clockwork.
I love it.
Right?
Well, you got to get back to your booth.
I do.
And I got to prepare for my next interview.
Yeah.
And but I do want to say thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
All these people are walking by looking at us like we're
who
weirdos.
Are these people?
I know. And but this has been super fun. Supermouth. And below, as always, folks, the links, the things for Swiss Monkey and Rachel and how to get connected to her. And then, of course, Supermouth below. Any last final comments you'd like to share to the startups out there?
I would say, as soon as you think it's time, it was time 6 months ago.
Oh my gosh.
Like as soon as you think that it's time to start thinking about adding team members, it was time to start thinking about it 6 months ago. So don't wait.
Amen.
And anybody who follows it, I'm the person that you guys will actually connect with. I'm the person who builds the teams here. So every experience is a customized one with Swiss Monkey. So I look forward to connecting with you all.
Love it.
It was really, really fun being here.
Love it. Okay, so we're going to actually run a Supermouth commercial at the end of this episode. So stay tuned, listen for it. But with that being said, signing off, AAPD 2024, Kids Teeth Week, Mike Dencio, Next Level Consultants. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Supermouth is whole mouth health. It supports the mouth's natural microbiome and promotes healthy teeth, meaning that it can slow down and fight decay, reducing the need for drilling.
I'll take it.
Fill out everyday questions about each family member and be connected with your own super dentist to customize a routine specialized for any stage of development.
I wish I'd known about Supermouth.
A revolutionary approach to mouth care for healthier, happier, more successful kids.
That was awesome.